Hello, I'm Talion Trevere, and welcome back to Speedpaint Sunday. This one is going to be slightly different from the past ones, just in that we have a new challenge today. Last time on the challenge wheel, we rolled limited palette, so that's going to be interesting. I haven't 100% thought through how to make that work. I'm thinking what I might do is just start out by picking some colors that I'm gonna use. Um, and then, yeah, just limit myself to those colors, I guess. So for this challenge, we're going to try to stick with colors that are like actually in the original reference. Yeah, we also have the, what was it? Palette swap challenge where it'll actually be changed. But for this one, it's just going to be the same colors, but limited. So, let's see. What do we want? This one I think is going to be relatively simple for this challenge. I did try to pick one that had relatively few colors just to not jump all the way into the deep end. Um, so let's see. We're definitely going to need some blues. Let's start by just putting them in with a big pen tool or something. That's too dark. We want like an actual blue color. Right, I think that may still be too dark. I'm kind of going with like this sort of blue color in here. I think that might be a way to start. We're gonna need a color for this. I want to bring in some warmer tones in there, but I don't know how well that's gonna go. So there's kind of a balance between trying to find the exact colors and then trying to find base colors that I can use to blend this other stuff that I need. Because I think I'm going to run into problems there if I choose just like the base colors. Then once I start actually like blending stuff on the canvas, they're not going to be the right colors. Let's see. I'm gonna need something for the brightest bits of the highlights there. I do want a little bit of something warm, at least for these. You can see these kind of gold highlights here. And then if I have that color, I'll be able to maybe add a little bit of that warmth to other places. Question is, what color do I want to use for that? I think I want like an actual goldish sort of color. Like that, maybe even like warmer. Maybe something like that. Probably something lighter, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know. I'm definitely going to want more depth in these blues. I'm gonna need... I mean, I guess I could start out with that super dark blue and then use my lighter blue just to lighten up certain areas of it. That's potentially an option. Honestly, I think for this one, it might be best to just start throwing down some colors, and then we'll figure out the limits when we get there. Just because I think this isn't gonna need that many colors. So let's just go for something. Okay, let's see. Oops. What am I doing? Hmm. Everything looks wrong today. I don't know why. I think that's not placed correctly. Ugh. I think this has to be much lower. Okay, what's the level of the top of this? It's a little bit above halfway. Like the statue's shoulders roughly, I think, are halfway up. So the top of this arch is a little bit above that. I think mine is way too high. Maybe not way too high, but too high. This also feels like I'm not going low enough. Ugh. What am I doing wrong? Yeah, the statue needs to be taller than that, I think. Like way taller than that. Like that. And this device is like around here, I think. I think that would be a good way to measure it. There we go. And then from that, we can kind of measure out everything else. Oh boy. Why is this looking weird? Okay, I think I have it like more or less accurate though. I think it's looking decent. Gosh. There's It's really hard to tell what's going on in the background here just because the colors are like pretty similar to each other. Hmm. That's not lining up correctly. Like the height of this is just slightly below the top of this column. I'm not sure if I'm not sure which one is off though. I think my column might be too high. Yeah, okay, that's probably close enough. I really can't see what's going on back here. There's some kind of table thing. I really don't want to spend too much time on this. I feel like I'm gonna have a real struggle with time today. Just because I'm gonna be figuring out how to do the limited palette stuff. And it's gonna be super awkward. Why is my table thing looking wonky? No, I think this needs to be like way more over this way. There's like more debris and stuff down here. And I can't really tell what's going on here because the logo is covering it, but I think there's just some piece of rubble over here. Yeah, I don't want to get too carried away with all the rubble just because it's like not important, you know? It's just rubble. I think the thing that is more important is the ceiling here. I think those ceiling details would be good to get in. I think this needs to be higher. Like that. There's more like ceiling stuff. What's going on over here in this corner? I can't really tell. I would like the ceiling stuff to also be like more or less symmetrical, but it should be pretty much centered, right? I think. So this image, I think, isn't one of the official like gallery ones. I don't think I even took this. I think someone might have sent this to me. So like I don't know how straight on the picture was taken, you know? So it might not be totally symmetrical. And depending on how the photo was taken. Like I'm trying to get all these things lined up. Yeah, that's clearly not symmetrical. Oops. I think this actually needs to be higher. Sort of like that, I guess. Meow? Are there sad meows happening? All right, let's see. Start trying to put in these colors then. I would say a color isn't locked in to the palette until I actually start using it. Is this a good color to start with? I actually really don't like it. So there's more or less at least two colors that we need for these things. I don't know if I'm gonna literally just have those two colors individually on my palette. Um, but this color is neither of them. So I don't want this color. Um, hmm. Like it's too saturated. It's not dark enough for the shadows. In general, it's just not what I'm looking for. I think maybe I'll start with the darkest color. That's actually kind of too desaturated. It's not quite what I want either. Ah, this is tough. Goki, hello. I'm doing pretty well. Today's is a limited palette challenge, so I'm overthinking what colors I want to keep. To be honest, I probably shouldn't overthink this just because this palette is already pretty limited. I guess it depends how many colors I want. I was thinking somewhere between 5 and 10 colors would do it, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's all blues all the way. And this is not what I want. I think it's actually too much on the purple side. Yeah, like that's already getting better. Do I want to start with this color? Maybe. I think I'm gonna start with a darker version of this color, just slightly darker, and use that as like the darkest blue. Should I just start by filling everything in with this? I think I'm not gonna want that like on the foreground at least. And also I can immediately see that my sketch for this like table and stuff is totally off. Hang on, let me try to fix that a little bit. It's not nearly big enough. It needs to be like big. Or actually probably also higher. Maybe? I don't know. It's so hard to tell. Is this okay to start with? I don't know. Let's start with that, I guess. Just kind of fill it in where I expect it to be, more or less. Obviously here we're gonna need much lighter. And hello, Feather Dust. I'm already struggling. Um, I think we can fill that in afterwards. Let's start with that. And let's lock that in as one of our colors. Take this one out. Here, let's... I know you can't really see it over there. You know what? I'm gonna give this a border. There we go. So it's not going to be part of the final image, but that's my color palette. I don't really know how many colors I'm going to need. I'm going to aim for 5. If it ends up being a little bit more than that, I think it'll be okay. Okay, let's get our second color. Let's actually just start with the lighter colors too. I think 5 isn't going to be enough. I mean, I probably could get it to 5 if I tried, but we'll see. That's also not quite what I want to use. But again, it's a question of whether I want the literal color to be on my palette or if I want the colors that I can use to mix it. Because those are two very different approaches. Because this is just taking the literal color. Hmm. So how well would I be able to use this to get this other stuff? That works decently. I think I would have to get a lighter brush. Okay, I think that's a decent blending color for that. I don't think it works super well for this though. Maybe though. I'm gonna try making that a little bit darker, and then I'll have another color for the lighter bits. Is that okay? No, I think that's too dark. Is this okay? I think I need to stop overthinking and just do it. It looks too, I don't know, too something. Maybe too desaturated. Let's try that again. Oops. Sure, whatever. It's... There's something wrong with it. Something is horribly wrong. I think I don't have the time to mess with it too much. Oh, I really want to get to the bottom of this though. Why does it look wrong? I think it's maybe too dark, too something. Maybe it needs to be like this. Yeah, okay. I think that's the color I'm gonna go with. Let's lock that in over here. Oops. What happened? Oh, wrong layer. Okay, wrong layer happened. Hmm. I don't know if this is worth spending another color on, but I would really like some of these shadows to just be more saturated. I don't know if it's worth spending a color on though. I think I might. So here, let me put in the regular shadows first. Make sure I have that covered. Yeah, I really want to put in something that's just way more saturated. I'm gonna try it. Something like this. Hmm, I don't know. That doesn't look good to me. Nah. Let's just get our regular color back. I think let's do that for now, and then, like, at the end, if I still have colors to use, then I can add stuff in with those. Let's just fill all of this in with that. Let's get a dense watercolor brush so we can lighten things up a little bit. I don't know how I feel about this. Because, like, this mixed version is just not going to be as vibrant as if I had, you know, picked this color from the beginning. Like, see, this is turning out kind of gray, which is kind of inevitable when you're working with colors like this. Oof. I don't like this. Oops. Ah. Oof. This is rough. This is not looking good. Oops. Oh, there's like stuff happening up here too. I think the problem is I'm working with two colors that are very different from each other. Um, yeah, I need to start adding some more colors in here. Just these two are not cutting it. Like, I think essentially we ended up with one color that's very dark and one color that's very light, both of which are pretty desaturated. So when they blend, they just turn into gray. Um, and I can't really get any deeper, more saturated colors without actually adding in other colors that are more saturated. Hmm. I think for now, I'm going to just try to basically fill in everything with some mixture of these two colors, just for fun to see how far I can push it, and then see where we need to add what colors. It's kind of a kind of a wild way to do this. Definitely not optimal, but let's just see what we can do. Oh, Oh, it looks so bad. And also you really need to like have control because these colors are so far apart from each other. When you try to like get something in between, you really have to be careful with it. Yeah, I think we really need to get some like more saturated blues in here. Um, what blues do we want? I guess that's kind of the question. Um, hmm. Yeah, I guess let's just go for something nice and saturated. Whoa, that's too much. Hmm. And also I'm seeing a problem where like this shadow here and like some of these in here are definitely darker than what I have so far. And this dark color was intended to be like my darkest color. So, oops. I think we're just gonna have to live with that though. I think this is just gonna be the darkest I can go. Hmm. Is this okay? I feel like it's still too light. Hmm? Is it okay? Oh, I might regret this, but I think this is what I'm going with. Oops. Oh, well, let's add that to our... Oops, not that. There we go. There's color number 3. I think that statue's gonna suck. Well, it's... Honestly, I think it's already looking pretty decent. Like, the statue's honestly not really what I'm most concerned about at this point. I don't know. It's hmm. This light here is going to be annoying. Let's just start filling it in with something. Hmm. There's going to be stuff going on. So this is like, I don't know if it's like grass or moss or whatever, but it's a little bit more green than the other stuff. So that's going to be interesting too. Oops. Mhm. I think I'm eventually going to get in a brighter color that I'm going to use for some of the highlights in the statue and other things. I actually do really like working on the statue. I think I should probably leave it alone though. Because there's a bunch of other stuff that requires my attention right now. All right, let's see. What else do I need to do? Oh my gosh, what is this horizontal thing? I think my pen freaked out again for some reason. Why does it do that? Um, I'm gonna add the lanterns last. I don't know if I'm even gonna make it to the lanterns, to be totally honest. We'll see. If I have time. I actually want this to be a little bit darker, and then once I get in a lighter, a brighter color, I can kind of put that in. Maybe I can do this with just a little bit. Okay, that's good enough for that. Let's maybe bring our dark color back in and put some where do we need some darker things? Well, this was already dark. Right, maybe in these shelves. I probably should not have tried to start with the dark color. Let's get this, and then that in just kind of gently. Oh, that's too light. Can I just put it in more softly? Just a little bit, just very, very gently. And maybe take, I think this was the other color I had. Take some of this too, just carefully. Don't go too crazy with that. Just a little bit here and there. And then going with the dark one. Yeah, I think my darker color needs to be darker. But, oh well. It is what it is now, I guess. Let's see if we can get in some of this debris and stuff too. No, I need to start with this one. Oof, this is like not placed correctly. It's too close to there. Ugh. Everything's wrong. It's all in the wrong place. Oh well. All this random debris and stuff. Shoot. That should be more tilted. I might be color picking the wrong color and accidentally using more colors than I'm supposed to, but oops. All right, well, there's some stuff there. I think my getting a little bit of lag, but oops. Go back to these. Okay, whatever. That's close enough. I think that's as much as I can really spend time on here. Let's darken that up a little bit. And maybe a little darken some of these. They're maybe too bright, especially this bit. If anything, this part should probably be the lightest. Okay, so there's some random debris in here too. Oh my gosh, we have only like 13 minutes left. I think this is the main thing that I'm really missing. I do want to get a little bit more variety in this color. And I do want to put in the orangey bits, or not orangey exactly, but you know what I mean. The what's it? The border around this. I think I'm not really going to be able to get in that stuff. You know what? Okay, so first let's do the border real quick. I think let's try to use this color maybe. Let's just see how that goes. No, I think we need something darker so it stands out better. Okay, well, it's getting a little bit lost, but sure, whatever. Close enough. Let's claim that color. Not exactly the most necessary color here, but whatever, I like it. That's 4 colors. Okay. Since we have this color though, let's see where else we can put it. I think maybe we can try to achieve a little bit more of that greenish tone just by mixing a little bit of this. I think it's not going to work at all, but it was a nice thought while it lasted. We can potentially get it on some of this other stuff though. Just for a little bit of highlight. Maybe in some other places like down here. Yeah, just use that for a bit of highlight. Why not? And like in here. I think that's good for just adding a little bit of depth of color overall. I think it worked out. I do want to just put that in. Get like honestly maybe should have started with this. And then something like that. And actually, I'm going to take our color here and use that a little. Whoa! It's too much. Use a little bit of that for the edge here. Maybe. Okay, so we have like less than 10 minutes left, and I think the main thing I really need to do is the highlights here, which I'm almost kind of thinking I should put on a separate layer. But I don't know. Yeah, I think I might do that, to be honest. Okay, let's try this color first. See if that's good enough. See, the problem is I really want this to be more of a teal color. Greetings and salutations, Kiyotaka Ishimaru from Danganronpa. Thank you for coming to the stream. Let's see. How do I do this? I did also want to get like a lighter color, so maybe I could get away with doing something like this. That's definitely not the color I would want for that. Oh gosh, why is it not? Steam must be the will of causality, yeah. Thank you. Shoot, what am I doing? Okay, I think this color works for that, but do I like it enough to keep it as one of my main colors? Because I only have so many. I wanted something that could work as like an extra highlight. So I think it would need to be something like this, maybe. Oh my gosh, I can see my line is way off. Oh no. Well, it is what it is now. It's too late for that. Oops. Yeah, I think this isn't really working. It's blending in too much. Yeah. I think if I want to put in extra highlights, I might as well just use what I already have. I also love Gundam, as you can see. Gundam is fantastic. I love him. Yeah, I don't know. Gundam Tanaka, yeah. There are two chats, so sorry you guys can't see what the other people are saying. Gundam and his Dark Davis, yeah. He's very good. Okay. Well, okay. I really need to finish this up. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take that color I had with, was it this one or this one? I think it was this one. I'm just gonna go ahead and go for it. Oh, look, the Dark Davis of Destruction. Yeah, they're the best. Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna spend a color on this. Just because I'm pretty much done with everything else. And I think that's the most important thing. Ah, it's not going so well. Let's get in some. Oh, that's too much. Too much. Okay, well that's honestly probably not enough, but whatever. It'll have to do. Let's try to put in this hole in the, I think this is the color I had before. Oh wait, wrong brush. Yeah, I'm gonna try to put in that hole up there. And I am gonna try to lighten up the stuff behind all of this too. You know what? I'm just gonna use this color. It can put in a little bit more work for us. You know what? With a different brush though. Oops, is that too much? That may be too much. But you know what? I think it works. It works well enough. Yeah, let's do that. And let's take our other color here. Oh, I don't think I ever put this color in. So let's, whoops, not there. There we go. 5 colors, I guess. Which color did I want to take? I wanted to take this one. And let's put back some of the darker bits that kind of got faded away over here. We don't want them to go away completely. And maybe with the darkest bit, I don't know if we can really get in some of, okay, I don't know if that's really conveying the intent, but it's doing something, I guess. Okay, that will do, I think. What else can we do? I think this might be done. Maybe that's as much as we can do. Honestly, I think it's working decently well. It's very rough for sure, but it it gets the point across more or less. Huh. You know what? I think that's looking surprisingly better than I expected it to. Mm. This is definitely looking a little bit weird. I think this part got kind of squished. You can see the like railing bit is right above the arch, but oops. It is what it is. Oops. Ah. Um, I guess there's this orb thing. Well, not orb thing, the mechanism. Oops. We can try to put that in. Ah, I think my program is like lagging a little bit. Mm. Here, we can get in these, like, leaves or whatever the heck these are with this color. Can we maybe... I'll try to put a little bit of this. Yeah, I think we can do something with this. This can sort of give us the impression of that slightly more greenish tint. Alright, whatever. I think that might be all we can do. Okay, well, that was interesting. Definitely a little bit different than our usual ones. I actually really like how the statue came out. I think like the details of all the folds and stuff come through surprisingly well with these lines. So that's pretty fun. We can give our value the try. Yeah, you can definitely tell that my dark color just was not nearly dark enough. I feel like I probably should have tried to start with more of a midtone, and then I would have had more of a basis for where to set my dark color. And here you can see that it's like too high contrast. These light colors that I tried to highlight with just didn't blend in well enough. But overall, I think that turned out surprisingly good. Okay, actually, let me see if I can just real quick. Maybe even with the pen tool or something. Just put in like the little like... Well, it's not quite the right color, but whatever. Close enough. I guess let's go ahead and spin the wheel for the next challenge then. What have we got? Oh. It's just a standard. Alright. Cool. Well, there we have it. Yeah. Thanks for joining for this one. I guess that'll be it for today. And then I'm not entirely sure what the plan is for the upcoming holiday weeks. I think we should be able to have a regular speed paint next weekend, probably. Yeah. I think next... So on Tuesday of the Devil episode 2 comes out, and I was hoping to get to that on the day of, so I'll probably do that. Thursday is Christmas, which I guess I was planning to stream. I don't know if if everyone's gonna be busy doing Christmas things. Yeah, so we might just have a regular stream week next week. And then that Sunday is going to be just a standard speed paint then. So that's the tentative plan so far, at least. All right. Well, I hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.